My family forced me to become an alcoholic long before I was old enough to understand what alcohol even was. In our house, drinking wasn't a bad habit, it was a tradition. From the time I was 10, my parents called it training. Every Friday night, my dad lined up shots at the kitchen table while my mom cheered as my brother Kyle and I drank. If we gagged or hesitated, we were punished. They called it bonding. They said our family stayed strong because we drank together. Kyle embraced it. The more he drank, the more love he received: gifts, praise, attention. By 14, he was my dad's drinking buddy, staying up all night playing beer pong. When his hands started shaking in the mornings, my parents laughed and handed him another beer. I was the opposite. I stayed sober, focused on school, worked part-time, and planned for college. That made me the problem. My parents accused me of judging them, of being cold, of thinking I was better than my own family. I learned early not to call for help. I watched what happened to my friend Jessica when she tried, how the abuse got worse once the authorities left. So instead, I learned to survive quietly. I pretended to drink. I poured alcohol into plant pots, laughed at their stories, played the role they wanted. It worked. I was finally accepted. Everything changed when I left for college in Oregon. My roommate was in addiction recovery, and for the first time I saw people living full, joyful lives without alcohol. I joined a sober support group, trained for marathons, and realized what my family called tradition was actually abuse passed down through generations. During winter break, I went home believing stupidly that I could break the cycle. I brought alcohol-free drinks and photos of my sober life. The moment I walked in, my dad shoved a beer into my hand. When I refused, everything spiraled. That night, my parents followed me to my room, pinned me down, and forced tequila down my throat while laughing. I pretended to pass out and called 911 from my closet. When the police arrived, my parents claimed I was mentally unstable. They had years of paperwork painting me as delusional, records created when I first refused to drink as a teenager. Without my brother's support, it became my word against theirs. They drained my bank accounts, cut me off financially, and launched a public smear campaign online. Within days, they had me placed on an involuntary psychiatric hold. While I was trapped, Kyle was hospitalized. His skin was yellow. His liver was failing. Even then, our parents tried to stop him from getting help. But Kyle had secretly documented everything: videos, journals, medical records. When the evidence finally surfaced, the truth came out, not just about my family, but several others who followed the same training nights. My parents were arrested. Kyle was placed on the transplant list and survived. He got sober. I lost my family, my home, and my financial security, but the cycle ended. We paid the price so the next generation wouldn't have to.